everybody, I'm Tom Vasel, and welcome to Look Back, a series where I take a look at reviews that did 1, 5, 10, and 20 years ago. I tell you what I think about those games now, if I think about them at all. So let's get started. 20 years ago, I took a look at just a couple games. Ooga. This is a game from Simply Fun about dinosaurs, and you pick up tiles with plunger pieces as fast as you can. 5 out of 10. But I also took a look at Battleground Fantasy Warfare. Now it's just called Battleground. This is a game that does not have the best graphics. It kind of jumped in early with 3D graphics and everything. But man, I love this game. It has a top-down look at an army, and you have a huge army because it's all cards. It's a miniature game that's cards. And you give these units orders, and they all keep moving. And each turn you can change a few of them, but not all of them. So there's move and attack the enemy, lots of chucking of dice. They have so many different armies for this game. A 9 out of 10. 10 years ago, I reviewed Hengist. Have you heard of Hengist? You've heard of the designer, Uwe Rosenberg, who's made A Feast for Odin and Agricola and so many fantastic games. He's also made Hengist, probably his worst two-player game, worst game period, 3 out of 10. I don't know what happened here. This game has been universally scorned of these connections, just not very good. Dice War, I also gave a 3 out of 10 to Light of Dragons. Incidentally, I got a new copy of this at Essen Spiel this year, so I know they changed some rules, so I'm going to test it out and see if it's better. Sushi Dice. Roll some dice. Get some sushi. Not good. 4 out of 10. Then 504. This game was called 504 because it had 504 different ways to play. You had 9 modules, so 9 times 8 times 7 is 504. It's intriguing, the concept. Wow, 504 games in one box. Of the games I played, only one was decently good, but I don't want to buy a game where a lot of games aren't that great. It's a fantastic experiment from Friedman Freese, but 6 out of 10. I applaud it for what it is, but that's about it. Revolta, however you pronounce this game. This is a card-revealing game where it's robots versus ducks. The never-ending war. There's some neat ideas there, funny theme. It's almost 6.5. Simurg, a game about worker placement and dragons. This is one of the last gasps of NSKN before they morphed into board and dice. There's some cool ideas, but the board is just too hard to figure out where to put stuff, and that keeps it from being a 7, a 6.5. Skyliners, building buildings. I always tend to like building games like this. And then you're saying, what can I see down this line? 7 out of 10. Fury of Dracula, 3rd edition. I reviewed 10 years ago. I like this game, not as much as some of the other guys. He loves it way more than I do, but I still think it's a fantastic game. 7 out of 10. Inhabit the Earth, one of the creepiest covers of all time. The animals are staring into your soul. But it is a really solid kind of evolution-esque game from Richard Breese, 7.5. And then Celestia, the reprint of Muse. A lot of things I like about this game. Not the reprint of Muse. Sorry, Celestia is the reprint of the Cloud 9 game. Sorry. It was printed by Quick Simple Fun Games, who also did Muse. But anyway, Celestia is a push-your-luck style game where will you jump off the blimp or pilot it to its doom? A lot of fun, 8.5. 5 years ago, I reviewed Inhuman Conditions. I really want to like this game. This game is based on the scene in the movie where are you a robot or not, and one person trying to guess if the other person's a robot or not. This is fantastic, the game, but I think it's fundamentally broken because if the person is a human, it's just not that interesting. You're trying to catch them, but there's nothing to catch. So I find that to be kind of meh. 4 out of 10. Rajas of the Ganji, the Dice Charmers. It's a fine dice game, but I just couldn't recommend it because I would rather just play Rajas of the Ganges. 6 out of 10. Kodama Forest, a nice, cute little game, but just, okay. 6 out of 10. Tiny Epic Dinosaurs. Hey, who doesn't want to build up a little enclosure of dinosaurs? It's not Jurassic Park. It's more just a nice game about building a little dinosaur park. 7 out of 10. Sherlock Holmes Baker Street Irregulars. This is a game in which everyone has their own book. Like a graphic novel, and you're all going through the same book, except it's slightly different based on the characteristics of the person you're playing. I don't like this as much as some of the others in this series because it's Sherlock Holmes and it's not as exciting, but it does have some good mysteries and it works really well for kids. 7 out of 10. Cleopatra and the Society of Architects. This is the deluxe version from Mojito Studios. Really wanted to like the production of this, but the production is cool, but there are a few small flaws. And while I like the game a lot, I gave it a 7 out of 10. At the same time, I went back to the Days of Wonder 1 for the library. Cubitos. This is a game I thought I would really love from John DeClaire. You're rolling these little cubes, these little dice to move around a track, and you buy more dice. It's good. It's just not as good as his other stuff, and there's some funky mechanisms to it, but I know a lot of people really love it. But 7 out of 10 for me. This one's dropped a little. Kingdom Rush Rift in Time. This is like Kingdom Rush, the video game, except it's slow and very puzzly. So if you like a cooperative game where you're trying to figure out how to cover up all these different spots on the board, pretty neat. 7 out of 10. Spicy, a little card game back and forth. Sometimes it's nice to play these little back and forth style games. Who's lying? Not me. 7 out of 10. And New York Zoo, which is definitely for me one of the best of the Uwe Rosenberg tile laying games. He's made quite a few of them. This one has all those cool, animal pieces, and I like those, the different little pieces as you fill your zoo. But it's also a very solid game. 8 out of 10. Last year, I played a lot of party games during this time of year. I played Da Da Da, which I hate. I really do hate this game. 3 out of 10. A game in which you just say nonsense things and try to establish a language. Sync. This is a game that's like, hey, it's kind of, we're trying to match up with each other and match our clues. And for some reason, the game box looks like a soapbox or other stuff. 5 out of 10. Love Struck. This is kind of like a romantic reality game brought to life. They work really hard at doing this. It's just not that great. 5 out of 10. Factory of Dreams. This is a party cooperative game where you're cooperatively trying to figure out what words go in what dream. It's fine. There's a lot of better games out there. 6 out of 10. Smug Owls. This is a game in which you ask a riddle and everyone gives answers to it. It's much more clever than I thought. I liked it. 7 out of 10. That's You. So there's a lot of games like who is this, who is that. Here you assign who each person is to some words out there, and then everyone has to guess which one. It's not as mean as other games in this genre, so I like this one more. You're like, well, definitely you're this category, and there's some pretty much fun stuff in there. 7 out of 10. Jinxo. This is a game where you're trying to match words with other people, but in a tic-tac-toe style thing. If you get 4 in a row, you get extra points. And I thought that was a little clever. 7 out of 10. And then the best party game I played a year ago, Ghosts Can't Draw, where everyone's holding on. It's like a Ouija board, but someone knows what the picture is, and so they're moving it, and you have to guess who the person was who drew the picture and what is the picture. It's a really funny little game. 7.5 out of 10. And those are the games that I played 1, 5, 10, and 20 years ago. Thanks so much for watching. Look back. I also want to say thank you to some of our GameFound backers. Thank you to Mike Heller, to the Delwick family at Eagle Owl Mountain in Sweden, and to Louise Morzo Dutton and Joshua Rika and future Dice Tower viewer Levi Tate. Thanks so much. And thank you all for watching. See you next time. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you like this review or whatever you just watched, wasn't it amazing? Check out our channel, Dice Tower. We have all kinds of things. We review games, we do top 10s, we play games live. It's all about board games, but especially the people who play them. Check out Dice Tower YouTube channel.